Bird Children, The Little Playmates of the Flower Children by Elizabeth Gordon. Drawings by M.T. Ross. To all children who love birds and flowers, and especially to my little friend, Dorothy Virginia, this book is lovingly dedicated. Birds are only another expression of God's love, and we are told that not even a sparrow shall fall to the ground without the notice of the Father. Birds are poetry come to life and set to music. If you should stand at the edge of a forest at sundown and hear the birds singing their good-night songs, hear the sleepy little notes grow fainter and fainter until the silence came, then, when the dusk had deepened, you should hear the night birds begin their plaintive songs. You would realize what a different place our beautiful world would be without birds. Even in great cities, we have always some birds. The saucy little sparrow, who comes so boldly begging crumbs at your window, likes the cities best. Only very thoughtless people, or those who do not understand, would harm or frighten a bird. They are real little people, and I am sure that when you have come to know them, you will love them as much as you have learned to love the flower children. The publishers and the author have received so many letters from parents commending Flower Children for its instructive features, and from children demanding more delightful playmates, that they offer bird brothers and sisters, believing that the little playmates of the Flower Children will prove as welcome visitors as the little cousins of the fields and garden. The author and the artist wish to thank the children for their many expressions of interest and for their loyal support. Elizabeth Gordon, M.T. Ross. Sir Rooster is a noisy chap. He wakes you from your morning nap. He sleeps but little all night through, crows at 11, 1, and 2. Mrs. Hen, the kind old dame, always dresses just the same. She talks all day about her joys, and lays nice eggs for girls and boys. Said Guinea Hen, I like to eat 3-cornered grains of nice buckwheat. I only want good simple food to feed my fluffy little brood. Dear little downy gosling said, I can't get learning through my head. I really don't see what's the use. When I grow up, I'll be a goose. Said Father Goose, I think I'll take a stroll this morning to the lake. Mother Goose said, then I'll go too, and maybe take a swim with you. Said Yellow Duckling to his brother, come on, let's hide away from Mother. But he replied, oh, dear me, no, we'd better not. She'd worry so. Honk, 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 old Snow Goose said, I think tonight we'll go to bed. 100 miles due south from here. The snow is on the way, I fear. In shallow water, Mallard Duck at fishing sometimes tries his luck. At other times, he thinks it's nice to nibble at the sweet wild rice. Madame Swans, a graceful lady, likes to float where banks are shady. When Father Swan goes out to swim, he takes the cygnets out with him. Golden Pheasant took a notion to take a trip across the ocean, got a nice room at the zoo, and said he'd stay a year or two. Taking his little family for a walk, we see old Mr. Turkey Cock. He dresses up in colors gay, his wife wears quiet tones of gray. Old Dr. Stork, the kind old bird, brings the new babies, I have heard. If you should ask him, he may bring you one to keep beneath his wing. Sir Rook is English, don't you know? Says, do not confound me with the crow. His family tree is large and old, which makes his manner proud and cold. Paradise bird, in her new clothes, said, "They're expensive, goodness knows. I s'pose because they were so dear, I'll have to wear them all this year." Peacocks, a bird of much renown, and wears a lovely cap and gown. They say he's very, very vain, and likes to show his sweeping train. Said Nightingale, "It's not my way to practice singing in the day, but wait till all the rest are through, and I will gladly sing for you." Canary bird said to his mother, "Is that bird in the tree my brother?" Mamma Canary said, "Oh no, he's just a cousin, wild, you know." Oriole, flashing wings of flame, in the spring like sunshine came, hung his nest away up high, so his babes could see the sky. Baltimore Oriole, pretty thing, builds his nest of bits of string. He's sociable and likes to stay where people live and children play. Meadowlark has a flute-like voice, sings a song that's very choice, builds his nest low near the ground, with woven grasses arched around. Black, solemn-looking Mr. Crow steals the good farmer's corn, you know. If you ask why he breaks the laws, he answers wisely, "'Cause, 'cause, 'cause." Friendly little chickadee is just as cunning as can be. Upon your window sill he'll come and thank you kindly for a crumb. Cardinal bird wears vivid red. He's very amiable, 'tis said. He likes fresh fruits and seeds to eat, and has a song that's very sweet. Magpies, a gossip, that's the truth, a naughty, disobedient youth. We must not judge him, but suppose he does the very best he knows. Great blue heron likes to fly, and so he builds his house up high, way in the tops of the tallest trees, where he lives happy as you please. Bobolink, among the clover, tells his name over and over. He doesn't stay north very long, and when he goes, we miss his song. Indigo Bunting comes in May, saying cheerfully, "I'm here to stay." He's a nice, friendly little thing, willing at any time to sing. Eagle has piercing yellow eyes. He's very strong and very wise. He's king and master over all the other birds, both great and small. Turkey buzzard on the wing is a most graceful-looking thing. Like scavengers who come each day, he does much good in his own way. Vermilion flycatcher's a beauty. You'll always find him right on duty. Searches for food early and late, bringing it to his pink-clothed mate. Yellow warbler comes to stay along about the 1st of May. He likes to live by pond or rill, and builds his nest with care and skill. Curlew runs along the shore. To him, perhaps, it's like a floor. Whistle, and he will answer you, something like this, "Curlew, curlew." Sir Partridge is a drummer bold. You'll hear him drum when days are cold. He says the nicest things to eat are red thorn apples, ripe and sweet. The snowy herons used to be a very fine large family. I tell you this with great regret. Men hunt the birds their plumes to get. Said Kingfisher, "The choicest dish I know of is a fresh-caught fish, I love to fish, and if you'll wait, I'll get you some. I need no bait. Brown Thrasher is a cheerful bird. His sweet, clear carol may be heard all through the pleasant summer day. We're sorry when he goes away. Said Goldfinch, I believe in weeds. I live all winter on the seeds. In my snug coat of black and gold, I really do not feel the cold. Cheer up, it's going to rain, sang plump Sir Robin, but 'tis plain we need some moisture for the ground, so dinners may be better found. Flitting round the swimming pool, where the air is nice and cool, red-winged blackbird sings in glee, googly, googly-ee. Quail sings a song of sheer delight, Bob White, Bob White, Bob, Bob, Bob White. I wonder who Bob White may be, to whom he calls so merrily. Kingbird, like some other boys, likes to make a lot of noise. He's a bit boisterous in play, and sometimes quarrelsome, they say. Catbird is good at imitations. He mimics all his small relations, and, safely perched upon a bough, he imitates the cat's meow. Said Purple Martin to his lady, Here's a house all cool and shady. I surely am a lucky swallow. This beats my building plans all hollow. Chee-wee, 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 said Redstart, will you look at me? I do not sing so well by note, but see my black and orange coat. With a flash of bright-hued wing, Bluebird comes to say it's spring, sets about to build his nest upon the tree which suits him best. Little Sir Screech Owl and his wife live such a cheerful, useful life. They nest among the apple trees, saying, May we eat the bugs here, please? Who, 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 who? Asks Sir Barn Owl when he comes out at dusk to prowl. He has great shiny yellow eyes and looks so very, very wise. Ostrich's cousin, Cassowary, wears a coat peculiar, very. It's half like feathers, half like hair. There's not one like it anywhere. Ostrich grows to be immense, but has so very little sense. For when an enemy's at hand, he covers up his head with sand. Said Penguin pensively one day, Come, Fishy dear, come out and play. But Fishy answered in a fright, I've heard about your appetite. Albatross has wings so strong that he could fly the whole day long. But if he's tired, he can float upon the waves just like a boat. The dainty Mrs. Parakeet dress all in green and look so sweet. From South America they came, and Lovebird is their other name. Hummingbird, the dainty thing, has no voice and cannot sing. He lives daintily and sips honey from the flower's lips. Here's a good joke about Spoonbill. Never had hair and never will. His head is absolutely bare. He's happy though, he doesn't care. Madame Ibis, stately bird, stands and thinks without a word. She can't forget that long ago she was a sort of queen, you know. Sandpiper lives beside the water with her little son and daughter, shows the cunning little brood exactly where to look for food. Said Stormy Petrel, This is fine. I do enjoy the gale called Line. No matter how the storm may thicken, it just suits Mother Carey's chicken. Said fussy Madame Cockatoo, I always find enough to do. I'm such a busy, useful dame. I know these folks are glad I came. Parrots, a very wise old bird, She can speak English well, I've heard, laughs and says in manner jolly, "Have you a cracker for Miss Polly?" A dreadful thief is old Blue Jay. He robs the other birds, they say. He wears a handsome suit of blue and calls a gay "Good day" to you. Sparrow's an Englishman, I'm told. His manners are both rude and bold. Other birds wish he'd go away, but he says, "No, I'm here to stay." At evening, when the world is still, mournfully sings the whippoorwill. In his brown suit all trimmed with white, he slips so softly through the night. Eve Swallow, in his nest of clay, always has lots of things to say. He and his brothers often race, catching the insects round the place. Sea Dove, sometimes called Little Auk, flies very little, likes to walk. He wears a coat of feathers warm and doesn't seem to mind the storm. Loon is a fearless diver bold. He doesn't mind the heat or cold. He dives and swims, oh, very far, and then bobs up and laughs, "Ha ha!" Mockingbird is very clever, uses her own notes hardly ever, but saucily sings bits of song which to the other birds belong. "Oh dear, dear me," Woodpecker said, "the birds all shout at me, 'Redhead.' It makes me feel so very sad, no wonder that my temper's bad." To save his little home from harm, Crested Flycatcher has a charm. He finds and places in his nest a piece of Mr. Snake's old vest. Ivory-billed Woodpecker said, "Dear me, they're cutting down my family tree. Where can I live, I'd like to know, if men will spoil the forest so?" Nighthawk is lazy, sleeps all day, and then comes out at night to play. He always wears his evening clothes, and when it's daylight, home he goes. Barn Swallow is a graceful thing, catches his food upon the wing. Perhaps that's why he is so fond of skimming lightly o'er the pond. Laughing Gull seems free from care. He's always laughing everywhere. He never tells what it's about, and no one yet has found it out. Starlings, a pretty little dear. He lives in Europe, too, we hear. The folks in Ireland, so we're told, think that he's worth his weight in gold. Said busy little Jenny Wren, "I like to live where there are men. I come each year to the same place, so I can see some friendly face." Mourning Dove is very sweet. She likes nice grains and seeds to eat. In her soft voice she calls, "Coo, coo," which means in dove talk, "I love you." Red-shafted Flicker hops around, eating the ants upon the ground. He builds in any hollow tree, where he's as snug can be. Green Jay lives in Rio Grande, a member of a robber band. He's very beautiful, but oh, we wish he wouldn't plunder so. Cowbird is lazy, sad to say. She lives in quite a selfish way. She's neither pretty nor polite, and never tries to do what's right. Cuckoo's a quiet, useful bird. He eats the naughty worms, I've heard, and from the woods he calls to you his simple song, "Cuckoo, cuckoo." The snowbird said, "Let's have some fun. The storm is over, there's the sun." He rolled and tumbled in the snow, like other little ones you know. Under a bridge, where all day long the brooklet sings its happy song, Phoebe bird builds her nest of clay, to which she comes each year to stay. Scarlet Flamingo said, "Just think, I really thought this gown was pink, but when you see it in this light, it's red. I fear it's rather bright. Here is old Mr. Pelican. He is a famous fisherman. Said he, I do not mind wet feet, if I catch fish enough to eat. Puffin walks better than he flies. He has red feet and queer white eyes. He's such a funny little fellow, with his great beak of red and yellow. Lyrebirds, an Australian child. She lives in lonely places, wild, and builds upon the rocky ground the queerest nest which can be found.